So, this particular situation is very close to me because, hit home for me because, I'm from the city of Philadelphia. If you guys listen to the show, you've probably heard me say before, I'm from Philadelphia, born and raised. And, so yesterday, the police responded to a call of a man with a knife. His name is Wallace Jr. And apparently the cops were called because this guy has some mental health issues. And he was standing in the middle of the street with a knife. And officers asked him, put the knife down. He didn't drop the knife. They shot and killed him. Now, details are still coming out about this story. I'll be covering this as I get more details. But last night, the video went viral of this guy getting just shot and killed in the middle of the street. And what followed was riots, looting, protests, and just a lot of people who were just very, very angry at the situation. If you see the video, look, I'm not gonna post the video here because if I do, YouTube will take this content down. But it's just, you can see it's all over social media. It's tough to watch. Now, just looking at this situation, it really reminds you why we need police reform. And it reminds you that police reform is bigger than just bad cops. See, the police, people want to say, oh, the reason why we're having these police shootings is because we just have bad cops. No, it's not because we have bad cops. It's because our policing system is fundamentally broken. See, this guy had mental issues, a history of mental issues. And he's in the middle of the street with a knife. We should not be calling the police for this. We should be calling crisis experts who can deal with this situation from a mental health perspective. Police are not crisis experts. Police are, they're there to arrest people who commit crimes. And when people have weapons or objects or are threats, they're trained to kill them. Guys, we need police reform, like really, really badly. And when you look at a situation like this, it allows you to see the problem not from the perspective of bad cops, but from this perspective of a bad system. And, because those cops could have been good people. They might have been good people. The fact is, at the end of the day, when they see someone with a knife, they're trained to kill. They're not trained to deal with that person as far as, in the capacity of, oh, this person has a mental health problem. Let me try to talk them down. Let me disarm them. They're not trained that way. And this is the result. Now, if I was a cop, am I saying that I would have done differently from what those officers did? Well, no, I probably wouldn't. And that's the problem. Because these officers, they're trained to shoot in a situation like this. They're not trained to, like, tase the person or try to, remove the weapon, try to, disarm. They're trained to kill. But you know who is trained to talk them down, trained to remove the weapon, trained to disarm them? Psychologists, people who work in mental health facilities. They're taught how to take a person down, without killing them. They're taught how to disarm a person with mental problems who might have an object that could harm someone else or themselves. These are things that they're trained to do. They're trained professionals. When we need these type of people on the police force, we need people who can deal with mental health problems and patients on the police force. And yeah, I know a lot of times it's easy to just be like, oh, it's just bad cops, bad cops, bad cops. It's not bad cops. There are some bad cops. But a lot of times it's bad training. And as long as we keep focusing on individual cops and saying, oh, well, that was just a bad cop. We got rid of the bad cop. He got fired. He went to jail, or he got suspended. Excuse me. Very early in the morning I'm making this video. Or he got suspended. We will never solve the problem. You can take good men and women and put them on a police force, and you will get the same results because the system is fundamentally broken. And look, this guy, yes, he did have a knife. He did have a weapon. But he didn't need to be killed. He needed mental treatment. Mental treatment. That's what he needed. He needed mental treatment. And he did not get it. We have to keep demanding that our police systems be reformed. We have to demand that money not just go to boosting police salaries. Instead of boosting their salaries or boosting the department's defense budget, because that's basically what they're doing, using it as a small military. So instead of boosting the department's defense budget, what we need to do is have that money be reinvested. And we need to hire, the police department needs to hire people who can deal with these type of crises without having them end fatally. We need more money also to go into our schools, so that people can be educated better. And they won't end up, committing crimes. And we also need more money to go into programs that help people with these type of mental health problems. Because I don't know, but I can almost guarantee you that he probably didn't get the best medical care. Because our medical care in the United States is horrible. So it's like, and I'm not saying that he didn't have insurance or whatever. I don't know the guy personally. Don't know his personal situation. But I can almost guarantee you that he wasn't getting the proper mental health that he needed. So these are the type of things that I would like to see money invested in. When I talk about police reform, or when people say like, "Oh, defund the police," but I don't know. We need a system, and we need a plan. Like, I feel like the same thing happens over and over again. Somebody gets shot and killed. There's an uprising. People riot and loot, and then things go back to normal. And the process just repeats itself over and over again. And when are we going to get a solution? When are we going to get resolution? Like, I feel like this is going to just keep happening over and over and over again. I feel like it's not going to stop until we have a solution, until we have a reformed police department, until we have people in a department who can deal with mental health crises, until we have people, police who aren't just trained to shoot and kill in every situation. There have been countless stories where there was a white male with a knife as well who was in a similar situation and did not get shot and killed as well. We need to examine why that is. We really need to fundamentally fix the system. And again, I'm not saying like, oh, this guy's an innocent black man, he got killed by police. Like we need to not just run with that narrative. We need to look deeper. Like, this is a guy, yes, he did have a knife in the middle of the street, but he had a history of mental health problems. And instead of getting the help that he needed, he got shot. Like, this is very emotional for me. I kind of didn't really have a specific talking point or topic like I usually do. I'm just, talking to you guys. This is very, very emotional. And then to wake up this morning to videos on my Instagram timeline, seeing people rioting and looting, burning a police cruiser, running over cops. It's all surreal because we just had the riots here for George Floyd. And I think it was easy to blame those riots on Antifa and say, oh, Antifa started these riots and things. But look, it's not just oh, Antifa or people coming into the city, or these are residents of Philadelphia, and some of them are otherwise very law-abiding citizens. They're rioting because they're angry. They're angry at the way the police system has worked. They're angry because we don't have the reform. They're angry because someone with a mental health problem, instead of getting help, gets shot and killed in the middle of the street because we won't reform our system. They're tired. They've had enough. And as a resident here, quite frankly, I've had enough. I've had enough of seeing this. These type of things happen all the time. A friend of mine was like, dang, I can't believe this is happening in Philly. This is the first Philly shooting, right? I told him, no, there's been other Philly shootings of people with mental health problems. There's been other Philly shootings of people who were unarmed, as well. A friend of mine, actually, her friend was an unarmed black guy. He got killed because he was mistaken for someone else. There was another story not too long ago of somebody from Philly who was shot by the police in a similar situation. I believe. I don't want to say it was Philly because it might have been somewhere else, but he didn't die. This guy didn't die. He survived. I can't think of his name. I'm going to do a follow-up segment to this after I've had time to process what's going on, and I'll try to, remember to bring that up. But I can't promise you guys because, I talk a lot on these things, and when you talk a lot, it can be very, very hard to remember everything you said and get to the points and stuff, and sometimes you make mistakes, but it comes to the territory. But yeah, this is not the first Philadelphia police shooting. It's the first one to receive national attention. And look, hopefully everyone is okay from last night. I know there was an officer in critical condition from the rioting. Others were injured. Some of these people, they're good cops. They're good people in the community. And unfortunately, they're just feeling the anger from the community that's directed towards a system that is fundamentally flawed. And this is the way they're acting. So I really hope those people are okay as well. But yeah, man. What do we even do in a situation like this? Like, normally I have answers like, oh, we need this, we need that. Some days I wake up like today, and I can't find answers. It seems like the solutions are just unreachable, and the same thing is going to keep happening over and over and over again. And until we have just some type of some type of reform, this is going to keep happening. And honestly, I don't know what else to say. I don't have anything positive to end this video on. I don't know if we'll ever see a change, and I don't know if we'll ever see a difference.